and began to sway. I borrowed an eagle's eye on this special day, then perched atop a bastion and began to sway.
This is our host, Elaine from Webster's Bookstore, and our guests.
Places, tree houses, trolleys, bazaars, cafes, fishermen, red carpet kiln, antiques selling empty, vicious shops. The yachts, stately masts, the famed Don Marches, right?
And our
Freighters,
statesmen.
speedboats, hovercrafts, and scenic jogging past. They do not interest me in the least. The eagle's eye is a loan of a refined delicacy. I refuse to waste it for the mundane. On the bottom of the phosphorus, all of the sudden, underneath the recent undercurrent, oh so sullen, amid sea breaths, I spotted my brass keychain. A full instinct on it might carry on. I told it heroically. It's movable, pretty trunk waved at me ecstatically. I got a song to astonishing sonorities, to my breathtaking, serene, flat sanctuary. But I found tonight in nights, it was no longer was there. Only then did I recall my dream of last year, on the night, second month, 14, and my loner where. Thanks, Jason Adams. We got here and Lane.
The poem sounds so beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah.
I should have brought my tripod.
Oh, darling, you're not going to be able to enjoy this.
I'm enjoying it.
Because he's going to be taking pictures.
Pictures, yeah.
I'm live.
I was in Istanbul,
Live on YouTube.
looking around. It was
Really? Is that
Yes.
what you're doing?
Hello. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Elaine Meter-Wilkes. I am the owner of Webster. It is a pleasure to join you here today as we celebrate the newest work of Hulya Yilmaz. I have, some of the formalities of making an introduction. I think for some of you, this will be redundant information, but there is a magical thing that happens here at Webster's, and that's you don't know what you are going to discover and how much you needed to discover what you do find here. I think that you will find Hulya's words, and as you just heard Jason put to music, in an impromptu, beautiful way, that they will move you as poetry is apt to do. Born and raised in Turkey, Hulya N. Yilmaz is a seasoned college professor who has recently retired from the Pennsylvania State University. After earning her doctorate degree from the University of Michigan, she has settled in North America. Her service for academia spans over 40 years, don't look old enough, during which she has designed and taught special topic courses involving comparative literature, subject matters including women's literature and film within the Islamic context, non-Western feminisms, literary reflections on cross-cultural influences in prominent West European entities, Sufism, the mystical tradition of Islam, and the impact of Rumi's Sufi poetry on the 19th and 20th century German literature. And her accolades in the academic world go on from there, but right now, presently, Julio is co-chair and director of editing services at Inner Child Press International, and a literary translator between English, German, and Turkish in either direction. Like her creative writings, also her literary translations epitomize her three sources of creative thirst: learning, teaching, and writing. She is a longtime member of both the Academy of American Poets and the Editorial Freelancers Association. She has many published works already, available also here today. This is what I find so quintessential of Hulya, is that she finds it vital for everyone to understand a deeper sense of self and writes creatively to attain and nourish a comprehensive awareness for and development of our humanity. It is through her generosity of spirit, her generosity of words, that I would like to welcome her to the stage today to give that gift to those of you here today. Hulya, may we have you to the stage? It is not normal that we bring you to tears before you're about to read, but I knew that Jason was the perfect fit today because he embraces the power of language the way that you do, and the beauty of our community is brought, to greater presence when people that don't know each other come together in such creative endeavors. So thank you, Jason. Yeah, thank you. Julio Gilmas, please, welcome to the stage.
Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, thank you for coming. It's Sunday. It's past 4 o'clock. It's cold outside. I hope, if you have seen the cover of the book in question here, you may have said like, oh, this is really good looking book. I hope the poems I've selected for my reading today will live up to their potential. You know how it is. There is always this self-questioning. But I'm not going to talk for a long time, but I want to extend my exceptional and special thanks to Jason. You really brought me to tears. I am still shaken, and how you read that like an eagle. It's all about my memories of the of my home country. Anyway, somebody once told me that poetry is one that should not have any explanation. So let me start reading. And thank you, Elaine. My apologies, not in that order necessarily, but thank you first of all for making this gathering possible. I have always been in the background a big fan of Webster's Bookstore Cafe and purchased several books in the past, but then academia, my teaching, responsibilities, commitments took over. I haven't frequented it so much, but now I think I have an excuse to survive. So thank you, Elaine, thank you, Jason, thank you, all the staff members at Webster's Bookstore Cafe. And thank you, friends. Thank you, dear acquaintances. I cherish your presence tremendously. Thank you.
Yay, Hulya.
I will hit you with my longest poem selection first, in case some of you would like to just wander off out of the story. And the title is, by the way, I have selected 5 poems altogether. That doesn't mean you have signed a contract, so let's start. The first one's title is Lost or. People in every corner of the fountain square. Some seating is available close by.
We walk toward one left-out spot and sit down in our wondrous awe under the watchful faces' curious eyes, accompanied by what I assume to be a traditional Moroccan drum tune, mesmerizing the clear night sky, competing with the vibrant Arabic sounds that rise higher and higher up, from countless chats of those for us in undecodable voices. I want to dance to the enticing rhythm, but I know this place is not mine to claim. Many families are promenading with their older children, minding the safe navigations of their little ones' toddler go-karts. Those beautiful small darlings are grinning from ear to ear, overjoyed with their driving skills, while they keep an eye on the passers-by, their age-alike counterparts, that is, who travel around the plaza, donning many different car models of a variety of colors and sizes, in that enviable, even by adults, modern-day invention. One blond boy, about 2 years old, discovers the fun of obstacle jumping. He steps his cute little feet atop a brick, among many that shelter a healthy tree. He jumps down from it, onto the plaza's floor concrete, while his parents talk eagerly on a bench. No boo-boos, none whatsoever. He's so elated by his daring stunt that he repeats the same in reverse, tummy laughing in audible giggles. Young couples also pass by. Some glance at us in subdued demeanors. Others stare bluntly and persistently. We smile and mind our own business. There are many boys of different ages. They play all kinds of outdoor games with their fathers or with each other. Girls strut their perhaps newly learned steps of awakening femininity. They look left, then right, then left again, assessing on a scale of their own making the attention they get from the opposite sex. A round ball seems to be the biggest attraction for some of the boys. Several of them complete soccer uniforms with barely worn out shoes to match. Others among their team members out with their everyday clothes. They make a serious effort to keep their bathroom slippers in place. One older boy joins the game with overt enthusiasm. He is wearing a traditional male hijab. Quite a talent this young man is, with all his rapid feet moves and leg twists, despite his neck to ankle length garb. Nearest to our seats, two women groups gather up. They sit in opposite ends from one another, but their focus of interest appears to be the same: gossip. Their mimics and gestures are universal. Descriptions of female bodies and faces via finger and face adjustments, along with the uniquely fiery octaves of their voices, which yield to a large variety of enunciations, flavored with laughter as well as snorts, a sign language of disapproval, aplenty. Excuse me. The same drum tune enters the open air again. The performance break must be over. I want to dance to the enticing rhythm, but I know this place is not mine to claim. Yet I am made to feel as if it were. Wherever I went and stayed this summer, a sense of belonging has been gifted to me. In Bethlehem, Ramallah, Amman, Maraba, Jericho, Cairo, Giza, Kenitra, Larash, Asila, Monastir, Rahovich, Prizren, Skopje, Strumica. I was embraced by the ultimate warmth of loving hearts. All the dearest souls in these parts of the globe have abundantly demonstrated to me as to why their acts of hospitality, oozing from their hometowns and cultural entities at large, have long ago attained their worldwide fame. The end. my sweet daddy. You hurt on foreign soul. Mom chose not to hurt you while there. Then, the day of your scheduled arrival came, and I saw your soul's sorrow put mine to shame. I still see you in my heart's eyes, through the parents' room left ajar. How hard you cried, sobbing all alone, but I thought to have lasted for too long. Dad, I now know more than ever before what it means for a fortress to be gone. I too find myself in a forsaken desert with no hope for an oasis to come. The end. Something on a lighter note. If my, in quotation marks, if my chipmunk could talk, flowers in a bouquet of colors, rain showered freshly, indoor plants showing off their well-earned drops of sweat in their temporary home, the wild, wild, wild indoors. One birdseed tower, a multi-flat avian condo, emptied before it can dangle on its shepherd hook. The other feeder, a villa compared to its safely distanced neighbor, ready to cater to, the other feeder, a villa compared to its safely distanced neighbor, ready to cater a larger than ever squirrel convention. A chipmunk, busy rearranging the patio furniture, shooting out disapproving glances at its version before. A broken ground light, waiting to be glued to health, having refused the gorilla glue as its mate. The non-smoker-worthy ashtray, cuddled up with a citronella bucket, enchanted by the lure of a cozy tourist. Last year's garden, each piece as vibrant as it was then, a little worn out in their eye-catching sheen. The old loyal bistro set, trapped in its primal space, vying for one more breath, taking on a growingly greener tint, blatantly, shamelessly in plain sight, right before the rebuking eyes of this summer's seeds. Blah, 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 blah. Enough already. All is cool and dandy, but I need a big bowl of candy. Unless she moves out and about, my sweets cannot eat, chat, or frolic around. Hungrier by each wasted second is my family. This woman is surely an animal. She'd better hand over fast the cotton-tailed bunny to me at last. If she refuses to comply, I will forever be her arch enemy. Thank you. Okay, a daughter of Anatolia. Home to fertile civilizations for years in multiplied thousands. A grandiose spread of bountiful nature, her integral riches a modest splendor, distinct collections of artifacts. Ottoman Empire is on its way to fade away. With the onset of the year 2000, Mustafa Kemal's Turkey learns women's rights. Public seclusion of women is no more. Females proudly trot on public square. Doctors, lawyers, educators, parliamentarians, open platform speakers, writers, in fact, a notable number of writers. The infant republic meets her first president, the world-renowned Atatürk, a visionary, a rights fighter, the gentle father of Anatolia. She leads a prosperous life, is envied by the aggressive back-then world powers, and abundantly spreads to and through all her territories. The immediate and cosmic success of the historically marked miraculous comeback from the ruins of a longest-lived empire The once self-celebrated Ottoman spears recovered from their prolonged deathbed occupancy. Women are liberated, the women of Anatolia. Countless daughters emerge from their secluded observation towers and take their rightful place as cultural icons. Immersed in a cycle of an all-inclusive diversity, fates of all walks of life settle in safely inside her, while they don a dance of joy in honor of her legacy. Coexistence rules. Decades pass. Anatolia hears a knock on her door. Corruption, disruption, destruction, deconstruction, religion's unreligious reconstruction barge in along with their brainwashed populace. Her entryway, which for decades forbade all darkness, is suddenly plundered. The masterfully orchestrated brutal kicks deliberately, vicious strikes for a full-blown ruin have their way of raping her away. A tyrant violates mercilessly Anatolia and her daughters. For the sake of Turkey's progress is a disguise he and his loyal beasts hide behind, cowardly and relentlessly, while they eradicate her glorious inborn gifts, inhumanity and an all-consuming Stone Age mentality rule over the once untouchable beauty of Anatolia today, implanting into her womb eternally barren ovaries. Her promised fate is no more. Furthermore, this despot and his herd leave no room for a single drop of hope for her daughter's offsprings to remain intact beyond this date. Thank you. The last one I will read is titled, I Still Breathe. In the silence of the night, I breathe, and I devour everything the universe serves me, sipping each painful memory, the immense joys. Before me, as my entree, magic keeps filling up my plate, sunshine pouring centuries galore, intoxicating moments in abundance. I am not void of vast sadness, for the dire persistence of unspeakable acts that nullify humanity do not ever let me be, nor allow me to spread the wings which were meant for me. My offerings are fragile in their build, for I carry too much guilt. My co-souls are dying, not of a gentle death. My co-spirits are suffering, not from nature's threat, but in the claws of a hungriest beast, against which I still do only the least, an act that does not suffice to help anyone fly to glory, or to ease the pain so widespread, to ease it a little, at least by a tiny thread of the man-made fate, oh, utterly gory. In the silence of the night I breathe. Just then, when I am about to soar into the sky, wrapped inside the gift of my serenity, my soul's eyes mirror in an ear-piercing cry. In the silence of tears, frozen in mid-air to eternity, the agony of hearts torn to non-count pieces and then forced to ice deep to their core. I still breathe. All along, I know, for them there just is nowhere else to go, but into a blood-freezing abyss of their doomed destiny, crafted by the cruelest of beasts, none other than the one I continue to call, though in fact it is not so at all, the human species. I still breathe. Oh, I breathe just fine, yet my breath no longer feels divine. Thank you. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. to read some of my most favorite poems. Thank you again. Thank you.
So I invite you all to socialize with each other and certainly with Hulya. Enjoy the refreshments that we have. And I remind you too that a book is to all of us a memory keeper. And if you leave today with a signed copy, you will forever have a memory of the special time of Hulya and celebrate her words that you can take home with you today. And
Yes.
we make great gifts as well. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
That was lovely, lovely. I'll sit and listen to you all night.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
I was filming. I couldn't get my hug. How are you? So it's,
I know. I know she was. It was a bit of a struggle getting getting the
but
little one here, but
you are her heart, you and the children.
I know.
My God.
It was a little bit of struggle getting the little ones here, but
Yeah. Where are they?
my friend,
Oh.
she took them because they were getting bored. Let me go check to see what they're doing.
I'm gonna go film them. We're now going to visit Hulya's grandchildren, Azra and Ali.
They watch these toys movies.
Azra, say hello to your grandmother. Azra,
Say hi.
this is for your grandmother.
Camera.
The game is done.
The game is done.
We're playing that game.
Say hello to your grandmother, Ali.
Look at the camera. Cheese.
Cheese.
No. That's a loser.
This is Hulya's daughter, Gizem, and her granddaughter, Azra, and her grandson,
And this is the book.
Ali.
And this is is that a lamp or I know it's a lamp.
Take a couple of short.
Take, yeah. Hello.
Hi.
And who are you?
I'm not anyone, just someone who loves
And she's
Hulya.
full of it, even on Sunday.
Just one who loves Hulya.
Tell them your name. This is a live stream.
All advised to buy any of her books. Lovely visions of poetry.
Right, right. There you go.
Oh, so you
I
don't
wonder
know
how
how
they
much
affect-
of this is
Yeah,
actually streaming.
they probably censored what you.
Oh, then I could have gotten very colorful.
Okay, here's your chance
I
again.
won't.
That was also large enough. This is just amazing.
So, Hulya, do you have any words you'd like to put on live stream?
I am full of emotions, full of gratitude for you, because you held my hands ever so gently from the age to choose to be public with my writings, and I am thankful for everybody who's showing their support. And I'm not talking about buying a copy of my book. That's really that is not the primary thing. I'm just most thankful to be a lot less.
Ah,
And
beautiful.
I still love the book cover more than my own poetry.
Okay. Would you like to tell everybody your name?
Irina, Irina, Michaela.
Yeah. We're live streaming. We're live streaming on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
But we're happy to have you here. Thank you so much for the support.
It was wonderful. It
Yeah?
was wonderful.
Here comes my publisher's list.
She can watch the Turkish movie.
Which words and parting shots?
Thank you very much, Hulya.
Tell them your name.
Great. My name is Ella.
Okay.
Ella is speaking, so thank you very much for today and for this great book. I'm waiting.
And we thank you for being here. Okay. And
My name is Anna, and I enjoyed it so much, and I can't wait to talk to Hulya about it after. But I really enjoyed it, and Hulya had an amazing voice that was very soothing.
okay. And Mom.
My name is Meryl, and I already read her book, and it's beautiful. I'm so proud of it. It's beautiful.
And we thank you for all that you are.
My name is Güler, and I know Hulya for a long time. She's a very talented poet friend, and we are very proud of her and enjoying the day being here very much.
We thank you for being here.
Here you go.
Tell them your name, any words you would like to share.
Sorry, hi. This was a great event. I enjoyed the poetry beautifully. Thank you so much.
Thank you for being
So
here.
it's actually still the United States on the
Tell them
other
your
side.
name,
Steve.
and would you like to say anything?
I enjoyed the reading very much.
Thank you for being here.
Hi, it's Joyce, and I loved it. I loved it.
Thank you, Joyce,
You're
for being
great.
here. And my personal cardiologist.
Hi, Mike Lesko. Great reading. Thanks for inviting us. Really great stuff with you.
Thank you for being here. And tell them your name and
Hüseyin Aydın. We're here to enjoy Hulya's book and her reading.
here.
Hello, I'm Turgay Tekin. This is a wonderful occasion for me to be here. I always enjoy reading Hulya's poems because she has a way of sharing her exquisitely beautiful inner world with all the other people.
Thank you, my friend, for being here. We're going to
That
go
was
over
very
here.
poetic.
And you want to tell them your name and if you have any words?
Yes, and I really enjoyed her reading this evening. I love the flow of what she writes. I liked her style. Occasionally she rhymed, and it didn't interfere with the rest of the rhyme intermittently. It drives me crazy. But hers were always appropriate and always had a flow to it that was appealing. And I was really wondering what life in Turkey is like for women in particular.
Wow.
And I'd really like to discuss that with Hulya at some point.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
Support.
you.
And sir, now it's your turn. Tell them your name and if you'd like to say anything.
About the poetry this evening?
Yeah, your name.
It was very emotional when I found that the singer who was here, Jason, was singing one of her poems, and he did it straight off the top of his head, put it to music, and sang it. I was very moved because as he was singing that, I was transported back to Istanbul Constantinople as it used to be. I'm walking through the Casbah, seeing the dome buildings and the Bosphorus Strait there. It was wonderful. Her poem was beautiful, and the guy who was singing it was great too. It was a great entertainment. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. And we're going on. We're going to meet Jason. Excuse me for interrupting, but just we're live streaming. This is Jason.
Hello.
You know, the
Jason
gentleman
Adams.
that put Hulya's poem to music. You know? Jason, you want to tell them who you are, what you do, how you can be connected with?
Yeah.
Plug. This is live streaming.
All right. My name's Jason Adams. You can find me at www.jasonadamsarts.com, Jason Adams Arts, or on Facebook, Instagram, through Webster's and other sundry online events. I'm a private music teacher, and I run the music store, the Music Mart, right around the corner from Webster's here. And I host open mics at Webster's, and I run an original music series called From the Source. So on my website, you can find a YouTube channel that features original musicians in the area as we try to come together and build a better music culture.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for all that you do. Okay. So we're going to wrap it up here, and we're going to let Hulya have the last few words as we go around. You're live streaming, and this is Hulya's lovely daughter, Gizem. Would you like to leave some words from Mom in posterity?
I'm not one for poetry, but
You don't have to.
I'm not one for poetry, but her poems are great. What can I say? I don't know. I don't know what else.
And this is her grandson, Ali. Say hi to Grandma. Okay. Okay. Anything said?
You're doing a great job of promotion here.
No, we're trying.
Huh?
We're trying.
Yeah, but you got to try harder. No, it's really nice. Really.
Maybe you've heard it's sad. It's lovely. Like you were so